Erin here. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new video for you guys today all about how to choose your child's Hebrew or Jewish name. So Jewish babies when they're born are generally given two names, a Hebrew name and an English name. And their Hebrew name will be used when they go to Hebrew school, when they are called up to the Torah for their bar bat mitzvah, and it'll be the name that they use to sign their ketubah when they get married. So names are really special and important in Judaism. There's a tradition that you don't say God's name aloud, and there's all these like beautiful stories and quotes about the connection between your name and your soul, and how God shows his love through names, and how parents show their love to their children by giving them names, and all those sorts of beautiful traditions. So I love baby names. I have some videos about them which I'll link below, but I wanted to share with you guys some things to think about when you're trying to figure out what Hebrew name to choose for your child. So there's two different main traditions on this, Sephardic Jews and Ashkenazic Jews. Ashkenazic Jews are ones whose generations and family members come from areas like Eastern Europe, and Sephardic Jews' family come from places like Spain, Iraq, Iran, those sort of areas. So my families are Ashkenazi Jews, so that's a tradition that I'm going to talk about. But basically what I do know about Sephardic Jews is they name their babies after grandparents that are still alive. Whereas the tradition that I'm going to talk about is naming babies after family members who have passed away. So that's the most common way to choose your child's Hebrew name, is to choose a family member who's passed away, who you really love and admire, and who you hope that your baby will take on some of that person's most positive characteristics and attributes. Generally, the way we go about choosing the name is to take that family member's Hebrew name and just give it to the child. So for example, if your grandfather was named Matthew and his Hebrew name was Moshe, you would choose Moshe as your son's Hebrew name. Another way to go about thinking about this is to choose just the first letter of their name or a similar sounding name, because a lot of people want to update some of those more Yiddish or old-fashioned sounding names, seen as most grandparents were born in like the 1920s, 1930s. So this tradition of honoring family members who have passed away can also be used when choosing your child's English name. So for example, if your grandparent's name was Morris, you might call your son Michael. Or if your grandfather's name was Martin, you could choose a more popular name today like Max, my son's name. You'll see names like Anna instead of Anne, or Eliana instead of Ellen. But the same characteristics apply as the Hebrew name. Go with someone that you love and admire, and then either use their same name or a version of their name or the first letter of their name. It's also common to connect the baby's English and Hebrew name by using the Hebrew version of a name, like Jonathan becomes Yonatan. A lot of families don't have family members that they want to give this honor to. Sometimes there's conflict in the family about who they should choose. So a lot of Jewish parents also just choose a character from the Bible or the Torah that they love, or they might even just choose a Hebrew word that they really love. So for example, the word Shoshana is a popular Hebrew name which means rose. So it's really popular today to actually choose the same Hebrew name as English name. And names that are Hebrew words to begin with, or characters from the Torah, the Bible, are the easiest way to have this happen. So for example, if you want to name your son Noah, his name would still be Noah in Hebrew, or Lila for a girl, which means night in Hebrew. The name Gideon is another one which is the same in Hebrew or English. Because I love Hebrew and Jewish names so much, I also just want to share with you guys a few of my favorites, which include Shira, which means song in Hebrew, Adina, which means gentle, and Noah for a girl without the H, which means movement. So I hope you guys like some of these Hebrew names and got some inspiration if you're trying to find a name for your baby. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more. I make videos about being a Jewish mom, minimalism with kids, and all things like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!